So I'm here at Long Beach, ready to see my nephew go for his third World Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Championship. He's also the Dixie Nationals Wrestling Champion. He's unbelievable, not just in Jiu-Jitsu, but also in wrestling. Go, go, Kai!
Hi, my name is Kai Owen and I am 11 years old and I'm from Tampa, Florida. I've studied Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and Judo. So in Dixie Nationals it was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I took first there.
Hey YouTube, I am so excited to have a sunny California day here in February that I can go out and hit some golf balls. I've been really busy lately. I haven't even been able to play, but I've got a little 1.5 hour window, so I'm going to sneak out to the range to work on some technique. One of the things I talked about in my last video about Mickey Wright was the right elbow drive, and I'll tell you, a lot of great comments on my page. And one of the big things that I believe is hindering my right elbow drive, I talked about my stall, which makes my arms fire, is my lateral side bend. I have talked about my lateral side bend. It's not my strength. I often lose my lateral side bend. And if I lose that, or if I don't do it, then there's no elbow drive. So I'm going to work on that today. And I wanted to talk about something in particular that I've had in my head for a while, but it's the four-dimensional golf swing. And I mentioned this in the comments on another one of my videos, and a couple people laughed at me, but I'm really serious. We only look at the golf swing generally in 2 dimensions in videotape. Rarely do we look at it in 3 dimensions, and I've never heard anybody talk about the golf swing in 4 dimensions. So what is the 4th dimension? What is this wacko talking about? The 4th dimension is time. Whenever we pause a golf swing, we can see where all the planes are, where the shaft plane is, where the club head is, everything. But you click forward 1 frame and everything's different. The plane is different, everything. And the reason why is because at every fraction of a second through the course of a golf swing, everything is in constant modes of change. The golf swing I describe the golf swing as multiple circular actions performed at speed with leverage. And when you look at the swing that way, the planes are changing and crossing, and there's so much happening, you can't look at it in just 2 dimensions or even 3 dimensions, because just 1 click forward and everything changes. Let me give you an example of the 4-dimensional approach when it comes to my golf swing. I think that I look really good halfway down in my downswing. I've got good lag, I'm in a pretty good position, but everybody notices that I have a stall and then my arms fire and my rotation quits. So in 2 dimensions, if you look halfway down in my downswing, I look really good. But we just fast forward a fraction of a second in time and I lose it all. So that's what I'm talking about with 4 dimensions. You can't take time out of the equation and just look at a couple of pictures and say, oh, everything's on plane, looks good. So I'm going to work on my right elbow drive, my lateral side bend, and hopefully keep that pivot moving and see if I can't hit some good golf balls today. Well, first things first, by doing a ton of lateral side bend, it's given me a lot more club, so I'm hitting the ball fat as heck right now. One of the things I admire so much about Trevino and Hogan is they've got a ton of lateral side bend, and they're able to keep their right arm bent a great deal. They're holding a lot of flexion in that right arm as they go through impact. And this is something I've never had, so I've had a pretty long break, so I'm going to work on this pretty diligently, and I don't know, hopefully it'll help me. We'll have to wait and see.